Welcome back. Looking over your employee handbook, I want to talk to you about adding a meal and rest break policy. Now, California employers have a duty to authorize and permit non-exempt employees to take meal and rest breaks. And having a good policy is a critical step to meeting and proving that compliance. So your meal and rest break policy should accomplish a few goals. First, it should educate. It should educate your non-exempt employees that they're entitled to take a certain number of paid rest breaks and unpaid meal breaks depending on how long they work each day. It should set forth the basic timing requirements for these breaks. How many breaks do they get? How long are the breaks? When must the breaks be taken by? And finally, it should explain the process that your company has for scheduling these breaks. Are they posted? Should the employees talk to their supervisor? Or are the employees expected to self-schedule their breaks? Second, your policy should commit. You should express that employees are authorized and permitted to take all breaks to which they're entitled, and that they're relieved of all duties and free to go as they please during those breaks. Third, the policy should explain the basic do's and don'ts of meal and rest breaks. Since employees are relieved of all duty during these breaks, explain that they're not expected to remain on call during the breaks. Remind employees that they must record the start and stop time for meal breaks, not for rest breaks. Prohibit any off-the-clock work and prohibit employees and supervisors for instructing or discouraging employees from taking all the breaks that they're entitled to. And finally, provide a mechanism for employees to report any complaints or concerns they have about meal and rest breaks. This can be to their immediate supervisor as a first stop, but should include an alternative route that they can go, such as to HR or the head of the company, if necessary. Now, granted, policy is just one part of the process of compliance, but if you don't have a good written meal and rest break policy, you're going to have a very hard time being and proving compliance. And since you've watched this video, you now have a great meal and rest break policy. So don't be shy about it and don't keep it buried in the handbook. It's a good idea to have your meal and rest break policy also as a separate written policy acknowledged by the employees. And there are a number of steps you can take to turn your policy into successful practice, including training for employees and supervisors, meal break waivers where appropriate, and attestations that can allow you to make sure your employees are getting their meal and rest breaks.